Hello, hello. I'm just going to keep organizing my materials here while I see my counter count up the people who are here. And we'll get started in just a minute here. Looks like we're the first.
Yeah.
Well, that one sealed good. That's not going to do it. Oh, this opal polish. Like this one. Oh, we got two people out there. Hello, guys. Don't know who's out there, but we got two. Okay, this one I can use.
Irene.
Hello, Irene. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, with that one. This is, it's got a broken top. I can't tell what color it is. Oh, yeah, that's nice and goopy. We're just hanging out for just a minute here, Irene, while I'm kind of organizing my materials just a bit more while we wait for the others to join us. Everybody seems to be running. Oh, there's Glenn. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are here.
Watching.
I can't get some of these bottles open. I think I have a nice assortment now. So that's neon, metallic, opal, and blaze. That's good. This can go in the table. Okay. Alrighty. We are going to have some fun today. I have been working on this all week. Grace can attest that I've had my computer in my lap and working all week. We've been running our sock stuff out here in the shop because we pulled some of just about everything. We are going to start today in our, what I'm sure will end up being a series, because there's no way we can finish what I've got pulled. We are going to start working on my 101 ways with stencils. Now, are there 101 ways on my list? I think if you combined everything that I have and then realize that you can kind of double up some of these techniques, yeah, we probably have 101 techniques. So we're just going to jump right into things. Let's drop the camera down, honey, please. I want to talk about stencils. When you think about stencils, you tend to think about these, right? I do love these, by the way. These are those new ones I said. Cannot believe it. 3 stencils in this pack. A5 cents, $3.99 regular price. Holy cow. That's great. By the way, I didn't say hi to everybody. I see Irene and Laura and Terry and Glenn. I think I got everybody so far. I've got more people out there watching that just start chatting, and that's okay. You can always do that. Anyway, this is what you think about. But there's oh so much more. But wait, there's more. We have so many choices when it comes to stencils. We got big ones. We got little ones. We got 12 by 12s. We got bigger than that. They stencil on walls and stuff with and floors. We've got the traditional plastic stencils. We've got metal stencils, which we're going to take a look at in just a second here. We've got so many things that can be used as stencils. Let me show you Don't know where my card went. It has the finished sample. Let's see if she put it in a stack. Okay, well, we may not see the sample, but, do any of you guys remember my finger painting with glitter class? Said it's the most fun you can have legally. Finger painting with glitter. When you finger paint with glitter, you can use all kinds of materials. I tend to often use a doily as my stencil, but you can also use, I have a piece of lace that I have used as a stencil. I can use this. You might be asking yourself, but how do you use that as a stencil? I'm going to put this over double stick mat. I put it over double stick tape. I'm going to use 2 different colors of glitter. I'm not going to do this today because if I do this, it'll end up taking, but by the time I do the glitter and the cleanup, it'll be half of our class. And I do have a video out there on painting with glitter. You got to look at it because it's great fun. And I'm just crazy when I do it because I love getting my hands into all that glitter. I'm literally smushing the glitter around on my work surface with my hands. It's fun. So I would put this down to my double stick tape. I'd use my first layer of color. Maybe I want blue. So I'd put down my blue and I would burnish that glitter through this right into my cardstock with the double stick tape on it. And then, hi Sharma, once I have thoroughly burnished it, I don't feel any sticky spots coming through from the double stick tape at all. If I feel any sticky spots, I stop, put a little bit more glitter there, and just keep going. I rub it and rub it and rub it and rub it and rub it until I get every bit of sticky covered. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to tap off the extra glitter. Then I'm going to tap it off again, and I'm going to tap it off again because there's going to be a lot of glitter flying off this thing initially. Tap it, tap it, tap it. And once I have done that, I'm going to slowly peel my mask off my double stick tape, and I'm going to have a glorious pattern of this lace. It's going to look white on my double stick tape. I'm going to have a glorious pattern of this lace on my double stick tape. Then I'm going to use some fresh glitter. Now the first color glitter, I'm going to pour that all back into the vial because it's not corrupted at all. This next bit of glitter, I'm going to be a little bit conservative with how much I put down because I'm not going to be able to put this back into the regular container. I'm going to get my white or crystal glitter and I'm going to sprinkle it everywhere that I have left an exposed place by the lace. It's going to be sticky again because I pulled the lace up. I'm going to put that down and I'm going to burnish it, burnish it, burnish it, burnish it into the sticky stuff. When it's not sticky at all anymore, oh, it is incredibly messy. It's incredibly messy. It's also, like I said, the most fun you can have legally. I'm going to pull, I'm going to tap off my extra glitter, tap it off, tap it off, tap it off, and then I'm just going to burnish it with my whole hand and try and make sure that every flake of glitter is laying down and sparkling marvelously. When I'm done, I will actually take a sticky cloth and go across the top to pick up as much of the extra glitter as I can, and you end up with a masterpiece in glitter. So these can all be stencils. That's my point. All of these you can see have been used as stencils. You can throw them in the washer and wash the lace if you want to. Run it a couple times though to get all the glitter out of your washing machine. But I use doilies and I use lace and oh, it's just great fun. I think we have some of these lace packs still in the store for anybody who feels crazy enough to try it with me. Oh my gosh, it's great fun. It really is great fun. So You will enjoy that. Now I'm going to be glittery starting into my class, but that's okay. What's a little glitter between friends? So here's another type of stencil. I've been sending out as a free gift in your orders those metal stencils. Let's have that next up, honey. The metal stencils. Now, bring the light table too, please. You can bring that first if you want. It doesn't matter. Either way. So, I've been sending out those metal stencils, and you're saying to yourself, well, that's cool, but what am I supposed to do with this? I got lots of ideas for your metal stencils. Lots of ideas. Bryce and I were playing with this ahead of time and worked out what we needed for our sandwich. Hi, Catherine. That's funny. That's funny, Sharma. Okay, now I'm going to spritz my cardstock ever so lightly. Before I start, I've got my fine mist sprayer here. I just want to loosen up the fibers of my paper just a little bit, or make them flexible. Sure. You will. I gotta put my binder clips on my shirt. I move my arms all over the place, and pretty soon my shirt's riding halfway up. So it doesn't even seem to matter which shirt I wear. All of them. And I just get into my work here. So I'd rather you'd see my binder clips in my bare tummy. Put my binder clips on. Okay, so I have made my sandwich. Is going to be different in every machine. You would not believe what I got in here. Everything but the kitchen sink. You can add stacks of cardstock until you get it just right. I used a couple different metal shims. I'm running my machine through. So I have created a sandwich. The one essential element is you must have a rubber mat in your machine. It's got to have some room to move. And then you want a nice tight sandwich. And what we will end up with is beautiful. I keep these metal stencils out because I may want them later. This can go away now for now. I don't think we're going to do any more die cutting demos online. Bryce was nice enough to me to do some die cutting for me in advance. This is what we ended up with, guys. We're going to need to come in real close, honey. This is our metal stencils run through an embossing machine with a rubber mat. If I want to bring the color out in these, I can get one of my daubers out, little ink, and start working on it, and it's going to be beautiful. Aren't those gorgeous? Look at that. Those little metal stencils I've been sending you. There you go. That's one thing you can do with them. I've got a couple more ideas you can do with them, but we'll talk about those later. But isn't that neat? So we've got those. Now, here's another thing that you could do with your metal stencils. Anybody else remember these boxes? Anybody else still got one of these boxes? I'm showing my age here. This is an ages-old craft tool. This is a light box. Perhaps some of you still use them with your diamond painting. Most of you probably use the flat boards with your diamond painting now. There it is. And the goal of a light box is that you can see through your paper. Now I will tell you with the light box, we never really used very thick paper. This is probably as thick as one would ever want to go. And I would take my stylus and I would trace, this paper's just too thick. I would trace my metal stencil. That one doesn't show it all either. All of my paper's kind of heavy. You're seeing the limitations of this old way of doing things. Here's one. This one's going to work. There we go. I finally got one that was the right weight. But you would take your stencil and tape it down to your light table, and then you would take your stylus and you would draw over everything. I should probably tape it down if I'm going to actually do anything, but I'm going to use a stylus and I'm actually going to deboss the pattern. Using my stylus. This is old tech right here. I was doing this 25 years ago. That's probably how old this light box is. I had it long before I started this business, so.
Amazing the bulb still works.
Excuse me?
Amazing the light still works.
It is amazing the light still works, especially since we had it stashed on the lower shelf in my office. And we had to dig it out of a corner. I'm not going to take the time to do all of this. I just want to show you guys that I can get a pretty... Now I'm going backwards here. I should have actually gone, because I'm debossing, I should have gone upside down, so my letters are backwards. But you see what I'm saying? You can actually use those metal stencils on a light box. I've also done it over a lamp. And you can get your stenciling done the old tech way. Then again, why would you want to? And I just showed you that you can run it through your machine. But I did want to show you the old tech way in case some of you still have some of these boxes around. It's actually fairly satisfying to do, I have to say. And it turns out great. Isn't it pretty? So, metal stencils in your light box. Done with this for now. Dug that out for 1 minute worth of entertainment. So, back to talking about types of stencils. We have traditional stencils, plastic stencils. You can have stencils that are 2 by 2. You can have stencils that are 24 by 24. You can have stencils that are bigger than that they use when they are painting like curbs. Stencils might be used with a mask. A mask is just, it's actually another word for a stencil, but a mask is a means of being able to block out areas that won't be hit with paint. We've already looked at our doilies and stuff. I want to show you my next thought. You can take a look at your die cut collection, and you have a wealth of beautiful stencil ideas right there in your die cutting box.
Glenn says he uses his metal dies as bookmarks.
As bookmarks. Yes, the new light tables are amazing, Sharma, compared to what I just showed you. That is absolute truth. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And let's take a look at my next idea in stenciling. A lot of people want to know, what's the difference between a mask and a stencil, especially since a lot of the European ones are called masks. The first thing I'd say is that a mask and a stencil usually are kind of synonymous. It's the same thing. It's just the same thing. But there really is, from a US perspective, there is a little bit of a difference. In the US, we would consider the masks to be like the cutouts from the stencils. Or now this technique would work really, really well if I can pixie spray it. You have my box? Yes. Let's grab that box and bring it over. I'm going to pixie spray these. I say I'm going to pixie spray them. I'm going to spray these with some spray adhesive. The spray adhesive is light tack. And it will hold my, doesn't take a lot. In fact, a little's better. It is fumy though, and they recommend that you do this with your windows open. You don't want to be breathing that glue. Once I've sprayed them with my tack, I can start putting what are now my masks down on my paper. I have any number of choices of what I can use to go over this, but let's just do get that one. Oh, I tried to tack the wrong side. We're going to be using this spray box off and on throughout. I'll just put it here on the floor next to me. Okay. That one didn't get tacked very well. All right. I need some, I just sent all my ink away. I need some ink, honey. Some, there's a like a paddle point ink pad in that first box of concoctions. In fact, let's bring that box over because I can use that as we go. It's the one that's got the spray adhesive in it and spray stuff. Okay. Yeah. How about if we use this time, let's use some of this Distress Mica stain. Just shake it up good. It's got mica in it. Anything that's got mica, the mica is going to settle out over time. Doesn't matter if it sits on the shelf for 2 hours or 2 years, it's going to settle. So stiletto snorkeling. Igloo making. The longest legs on skis. I'd win that one. That's about the only skiing thing I'd win. And we better measure me on flat ground because when it starts downhill, I'm done for. This is my first use of this particular mica spray, so I'm gonna cut my seal on the bottle. You have to be tougher than the stuff around the bottle. I'm not sure that I am. My goodness, they really got that on there. This should be really good and fresh, I'll tell you that. They are not making this easy for me. I got it. I win. I win. He wins the gold in mica opening. Yay, the crowd goes wild. Have you put down? Oh, yes. That's on our list, Sharma. It's on our list. But it is a wonderful technique. Good job bringing it up. Okay, here goes mica stain. Yeah, I'm going to make a mess. There's nothing new about that.
You could have done it in your box.
I could have. Okay, let that sit for just a second. And clean my mess. This mica stain is nice. I actually like the fact that, I'm spraying it for the first time, so the applicator's just kind of getting used for the first time, and it kind of blotched here and there. I love it. I need my tweezers. There are my tweezers. You get way too much stuff in your pencil cup when you can't find your tweezers. Well, I can use one of these. Maybe. Not only do I have beautiful pieces that I can apply to something with that lovely light peach color on them, look at what I'm getting on my paper by using these cutouts as masks. So you kind of get 2 for 1 duty here. I tell you, we can actually get 3 for 1 duty. Look at that. That is a beautiful background right there. Look, guys, what we just got. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. So that's using a mask cut from my die cutting machine. So I'm masking instead of stenciling. I'm using the reverse image. But I said we could actually get 3 for 1. So I get these pieces that I get to put on something. I get these pieces. This is going to be wet, so we probably need to start a wet place. I already told Bryce he's going to get all his up and down points on his iWatch in easily an hour here. All right. We also could, if we wanted to, use the reverse that we have from his die cutting. I'm going to put a little pixie spray on that. If you want to know what I'm using, I happen to be using iCraft's pixie spray. It's a light tack repositionable glue spray. If I have not been able to get it, I've been watching, trying to pick this stuff up, and they've been sold out at the distributors forever. But you can get it on Amazon. Hi, Thelma. Good to see you. Okay. Now, let's see what we're going to do with this. How about we grab one of these? I think you can open that. I think you can open that. Be smarter than me to open it. Oh, there we go.
Interesting color choice.
Just wait. Just you wait. Oh, these are very, very juicy. Come on. Go back in there. Gotta be smarter than the ink pad is. It's a little bit of a problem for me. Now this is where Bryce was doing his die cutting. And now this is a perfect example because it did have an extra piece in it. It kind of causes a little blob in the middle, but look there. So you can use your die cut. You can use the pieces that come out of your die cut. You can use the piece that you create using your dies or your cutouts as a mask. So very fun. All right, let's try another one here. Bryce also cut this for me. Make sure we got all our little pieces out. Oh, I want to show you which dies I'm using too.
You have a pokey tool there.
Excuse me?
You have a pokey tool.
It was attached. All right, make sure we have all our little pieces out. This is really pretty, isn't it? I love that. These are Creative Expressions dies. This one right here is a Jamie Rogers die. It's number JR056. It's in our half price sale right now. And the leaves we were using are Sue Wilson. They're in our half price sale, CED 1554. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to spray one of these. And I'm going to stack these stencils up. Come on. These could have been cut a little more thoroughly. But it's probably good enough for demonstration. You want to make sure your die is nice and clean, or your die cut is nice and clean. And my spray box out again. And spray one of them so it will lay over the top of the other. I'm just going to create a little bit thicker. Create a little bit thicker stencil. It doesn't really stink, but you feel the glue in the air. Good thing we have the windows open. Okay, now I'm going to match this up as perfectly as I can. There we go. Pokey tool, get one or two little pieces out. So there we go. We've got a double stencil. Now, let's use some of this. I need to tack this on the back too. Now, the sticky is not affecting my ability to lift this at all. Keeping your nose out of it. Tack that stencil down. And get some of this Cosmic Shimmer texture paste. I'm going to start working my stencil. This is not the best tool for the job. I have a metal one here. I have a smaller one that I think will work better. This one's just a little too floppy for that job. There we go. My paste could probably stand to be just a little bit thinner too, which is not a problem because I have water. And let's see what happens when we use this. Much better. Pretty copper paste. If I have too much, I can always scrape this up and put it back in the jar. The whole point here is that everything in your die box can become a stencil. So it makes you look at your dies with a whole new eye to say, how can I use those?
Catherine has a question.
Yes, we did have some very nice birthday food. Oh my gosh, Catherine. On my birthday itself, Lauren made me those crab cakes, which were absolutely delectable. If you've never had Dungeness crab, it's probably very, very expensive over there because it's expensive here. And it's become very, very internationally popular because it's just the best tasting crab ever. But she made me Dungeness crab cakes. And then we had Thai food for dinner, which was delicious. And then we went out for another birthday celebration and we went to Hops and Drops. And I don't drink usually. I mean, maybe once or twice a year, possibly, and probably not that much. But they have a lemon drop there that is just delectable. So, so, so good. And it's served in an ice glass. And went to Hops and Drops to get a lemon drop. Oh, it was so good. Oops, I see a little bare spot. I can't have that. I'm not worried about this big white spot here because that's my greeting area. This is a little rougher than it should have turned out, but I'm hurrying. So this should have turned out better than that. But I'm not going to do it again because we have other things to move on to. Point is, you can use anything as a stencil. I might have been better off with a single layer stencil with this one. You probably should have used this because I have so much pattern in it. It's so detailed, I probably should have used it as a single layer stencil. But you just have to practice with them and figure out what's the best way. Clean up my tools. Oh, those lemon drop drinks. It's just so good. I'm telling you, it's just so good. And it didn't actually need much alcohol to taste good, so I told her to watch the amount of alcohol if they would, and she put in extra lemon drop flavoring. It was so good. Okay, we'll set this off to the side anyway, just to see what happens with it. But that one didn't turn out quite as good as I would have liked. I think my paste might have been a little thick too for that paper stencil. Anyway, let's see. Where's my notes? Get back to my notes. So let's see. Other things. We talked about masking versus stenciling. If you're talking about masking and stenciling, that really is what stenciling is. If you think about it, you're blocking out areas so they don't get painted or inked or whatever the substance is you're using. So masking and stenciling is basically the same thing. Europeans use the word mask instead of stencil, so that kind of gets confusing for people sometimes. You can make a stencil out of a foam sheet. I didn't have one, or I was going to cut one. You can make a stencil out of a foam sheet that's just like craft foam, and you can use that as a stencil. There's a million things you can do. You can use cardboard to mask off larger areas. You can use a coloring book page, for example, and you can make it bigger or smaller on a photocopier. And then you can take, Laura does this all the time, you can take a craft knife and cut out your design that you liked from the color book. Lauren does something called kirigami, which is incredibly detailed cutting. In fact, I should have brought it out to show you, but it's okay. She does kirigami, and that's kind of what she's doing, is she's taking a beautifully detailed picture, and then she's taking her cutting knife and cutting away all of the extra little papers to leave this beautiful filigree design. Now, that's She's more patient than me. You can make stencils on your Cricut machine. I actually have a few rolls, I think, left of the Cricut stencil material in stock and on sale. You can use, some people actually hand cut their stencils material too. And let's look at one more kind of stencils, and then we're going to move on to our next section. You can use stickers as stencils. I need to get closer here. Alrighty. All right. So I can take any stencil where I love the detail. It's interesting with that one. I wonder if they're all like that. Maybe. I didn't realize these medallions were pieces. That's more work than I wanted to do. The good thing about it is, it doesn't matter how many pieces it takes to put it down. You can use it however you like. Lift it back up. I like this little tiny one here. That's fun. I'm just going to make a mishmash of things on here. These stickers will come right up as long as you don't leave them on too long. They become pretty permanent within about an hour. So you can use your peel stickers as stencil material. Let's hang on to that one for a minute. Even some of these little leftovers on the page could be kind of fun. Included in our design. Let's do one more. Trying to do that at an angle so it wasn't the same as the other one that I did, but it's square. So if you turn it a half turn or a quarter turn, it's going to look just like the other one. Got it. All right. Time for another. You don't have to spray this. You can ink this too. We'll just get our ink pad back out here. Let's do some inking around on here. Using an oxide pad, so it's making these metallic. Actually, it's not. I take it back. This is not an oxide pad. I'm kind of covering up my stickers a little bit. Could be using a dauber or a brush in my oxide pads or my distress pads. Don't mind that I have little juicy areas here and there. Do want to make sure I'm not covering up all of my lighter color that I put down. Some of that back in there. Use this one. You get the idea I'm going for anyway. Let's get just a little bit more color in here. This bright green will be fun added to our pattern. I like that bright put in here. That's neat. Okay, let's peel it and see what we get. Cover up my ink pads again. All right, let's get in here and see what we've got. Okay, don't leave your stickers down too long. Don't walk off and come back several hours later. You may not be able to peel them because they're made to become permanent over time. So take a look at your peel stickers and say, what do I have? What kind of images do I have? Imagine how fun it would be to use some like little, sometimes it's hard to figure out what to do with the really tiny pieces off those sticker sheets, like the Christmas icons and stuff. Wouldn't it be fun to make a whole background out of those little Christmas icons, little candy canes and other things? And And stickers are already trying to stick a little bit, so don't leave them too long. But one of the things I like about peel stickers is that they are movable initially. Pretty easy to move right off. The longer they sit, the more permanent they get. Can you bring my water back, please? So stickers as stencils. Thank you, honey. That little wedge ink pad, I have all these little right angles in the inking of this. I really like it. Little straight lines kind of add interest. So I guess today it's going to end up being 101 Ways with Stickers, Part A. Okay, here we go, guys. How pretty is that? That's fun. And if I wanted to, I could water spritz it a little bit and get some water staining in there, which is also nice. Maybe we'll just leave that as an example of this technique, though. I got inky fingers, so I must be doing something right. I do love that. That's pretty. You guys are all quiet today. What do you guys think of that one? Have you seen that before? Putting down stickers to be your, peel stickers to be your template for stenciling. Okay, let's see what to go to next. All right, what do we stencil on? Obviously, you can stencil on cardstock and paper, but you can stencil on canvas. You can stencil on clothing. You can stencil on shoes. You just need to use fabric paint when you stencil. You can stencil on walls. You can make wall decor, things to hang up. You can stencil on your luggage, make your luggage easy to find by putting a fun, bright stencil on it. You can stencil on wood and chipboard. You can stencil on glass, metal, plastic. A lot of us don't think about it in the same way, but we could now, I should have to make some mayhem. You can stencil on your cakes and candies with powdered sugar in a stencil. You can stencil on your windows with window wax at Christmas. You can stencil on candles as long as you have candle wax or candle paint, wax paint. You can absolutely stencil on candles. You can stencil on furniture. Margie's done some of that when she's refinishing furniture. You can stencil on floors. You can stencil on skin as long as you have skin-safe material. In fact, if you think about it, you go to sporting events and that kind of stuff, and they'll put like the mascot stencil on people's faces. You can stencil on skin. So amazing. So the biggest challenge in stenciling, put the camera back up for just a minute. The one reason that people sometimes don't like stenciling is because the ink and then stuff gets under your stencil. And there's times that that's going to happen. We got a little bit of that with my double stencil there. I think I should have used a single for that, and I should have used a finer paste. Anyway, so we may make another one of those and try it again with butter, because I think that would go on better. Anyway, so that's the biggest challenge. Stencil spray is one great solution. Temporary tack spray. They make some for sewing and things too that would work okay for this. As long as it is removable, you should be fine. You can use low tack tape to put your stencils in place. A lot of us use magnets and magnet boards to hold our stencil in place. We've done that in class before. You can have a low tack work surface. I'm seeing a lot of that now where companies are making sticky boards that you work on so your project stays in one place. I think even Lisa Horton has one of those now for her Ultimate machines or systems. You can use a peg system like Lisa Horton has. Lisa Horton has those little pegs, and then all of her stencils have the little pegs, so as you're moving around, everything goes in the same place. You can use, one thing that I think is important to note is if you're using low viscosity materials, and what I mean by viscosity is it's thin, like glue. If you're using a low viscosity material that's watery, make sure, hi Karen, make sure that you're putting it on very sparingly with a dauber or a sponge. It's almost like you're dry stenciling. If you're using a very lightweight material, that'll keep it from bleeding into your stencil. So we've already looked at, wow, quite a few things. We've looked at stenciling with metal, stenciling with plastic, stenciling with die cuts, masking with die cuts. We've looked at stenciling by hand, and we've looked at machine stenciling. Let's talk next about the kinds of applicators you use, and the material that you're using are going to make a huge difference in the effect that you get from your stenciling work. So let's do some paste in a stencil. That'll be fun. I like using paste. So let me grab, oops, I did not, here. I'm going to take this in and scrub it with a fingernail brush, please. One caution when you're using stencils, you want to get the material right off of your stencils. Have a bowl of water handy, or somebody who will run things to the bathroom for you. And I like that one. Get it off of your material so that you're not spoiling your stencils. That's beautiful. This stencil is by Catlin Crafts. I'm thinking that all of the materials that I'm using today, most of the materials I'm using, this is not out of our store. This just happened to be one I grabbed. But most of the materials we're using today are all available in the store. This stencil, you didn't put name. Oh yeah, they did. This is called Romantic Rose, and it's by Catlin Crafts. Catkin Crafts. Excuse me. I think they're in Australia. Doesn't say on their packaging what country they're in. I'm going to spray my stencil. Some pixie spray. This is my choice of the day for how to keep my stencils in place. Nice low tack will hold the stencil beautifully. Let's see what we have here. This is stencil butter. We have some stencil butter in our store. Oh, these would be pretty together. Let's do these. This is stencil butter. It's not something that we've demonstrated before, but we do have a little stencil butter available in our store. It is a beautiful texture. This stuff has a great texture to it and spreadability. This is going to be beautiful. Get it in all the little holes. I'm going to use 2 colors, so I'm going to spread this all out so I don't have a lot that I'm picking up in my other color. Of course, I have to have a lot of this purple because I'm a purple girl. Come look in this box of applicators for me and see if you can find that spreader, which is a wide, kind of like credit card tool. If you had a credit card, an old one that is expired, you don't mind having laying around in your shop, an old credit card is perfect for. Sure, I have one in there. That's it. This, one of these. Some of you got in on that $1.99 spreader deal I had from the Crafters Workshop, CWS, Crafters Workshop Studio. We had a special a while back on $1.99 spreaders from that company. Brand new product. They're great. Okay, now I'm going to use some of this pretty lilac color.
Very nice. What you use to clean the adhesive off with?
I think it'll just wash off with soap and water in the sink. I may not clean it off though. Truly, I think I might put a piece of wax paper on the back of it, just keep the sticky, so I don't have to use so much of the spray. So I'm considering that. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that, but I'm considering just putting wax paper on the back. Oh, this is going to be beautiful, guys. The stencil butter is just such a nice material to work with. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just making sure I have all my little holes filled. And I'm not going to put this back in my jar because I have dual colors on it. I keep my jar pure. And let's see what we get. Can't wait. How's that for beautiful? You do have to picture that I'm going out around the edges, so we need to. Oh, we're not going to take this quite yet. I want to show you that, but I want to do something while this is still wet. I'm going to spritz that. My spritzer. Let's see if we can get a second print off of the stencil itself. You never know for sure what you're going to get. If I ruin it, I have a Jamie paper class tomorrow. I'll go over the top of it with my Jamie powders, but sometimes they turn out amazing. That's actually quite pretty. Depending on what you're doing with it, you can absolutely use pieces of that. And that's my second print by spritzing water on my stencil and then laying down cardstock on top of it. didn't push down everywhere I should have. I didn't get a complete pattern that I would have liked to have gotten. So let's take a look. Send that with Bryce. Thank you.
Knife.
Palette knife. I'll clean up my board. All right. Let's take a look at that again because that's beautiful. I have to look at both of them again. This is so pretty. So when I cut this down and cut all the edges off, it's going to be just gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Here is our second print. One of the stencil. That is so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This will dry very nicely. I do want to say there's places where I got my stencil butter pretty thick, and it'll look good anyway, but taking the time to use that scraper tool can be useful to making sure you don't get those big globs anywhere. So that's fun. All right. So that we did our first paste. Let's do something different. That was stencil butter. Let's do, ooh, this is pretty golden sand. Somehow this looks like this should be a golden sand. This time we're going to do, I'm using Cosmic Shimmer Ultra Sparkle Paste. Be a glitter paste. Box, please. There's quite a bit on here. Gives us a very detailed pattern. Use that spray in a well-ventilated area, guys. You don't want to be breathing that glue. Let's try this one. Did I get the straight edge back? Oh, I didn't send it with you. It's okay. Wipe right off of there. Wipe right off with a little muscle. I'm going to use this more this time. Okay. This is a glitter paste called Ultra Sparkle. Let's start there. Spread right out with the spreader. The stencil has a lot of detail. This one's also from Catkin. This one's called Petal Power. There's some beautiful designs on some of those Catkin stencils that we have in. Yeah, that spreader just takes everything out nice and thin. So Pretty good job of filling all these areas. We have a vast array of materials in our store for doing these stenciling techniques. We put all this extra paste back in the jar, save it. Let's see what we get. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, here's my favorite so far, guys. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Oh my goodness. That's fabulous. Beautifully detailed. We didn't miss any real areas, or there's a couple little lighter areas, but nothing serious. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. It's the Pedal Power Stencil by Catkin, and we're using Ultra Sparkle, Cosmic Shimmer Ultra Sparkle Paste. We still have a few of those in the store. Remember, this Cosmic Shimmer stuff is 70% off. This color that I've been using is Golden Sand. Golden Sand. Boy, that is spectacular. Okay, I got two things for you, honey. I got these and this. Look how beautiful that is.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How's our one over on the table doing? If when you drop that off, maybe we can see if that's getting dry. All right, clean up my mess again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wowzer. So many fun things with stencils, my goodness. Okay. So let's talk about what else we can use here as just our paste. I could do a sample of each, but I'm not sure that's the best use of our time for me to sample everything. I think we'll just talk about the different effects of some of the paste. It's going to want to, because the glitter is going to want it to be washed too. That glitter's just hanging right in there with me. I wash all the stencil paste away and the glitter stays. But it's not the first time you've seen me sparkling. Won't be the last. Okay, let's see. So let's talk about some of these other sparkles. I hope you remember that Luna paste. I'm not sure how much Luna paste we have left in the sale, honestly, but this Luna paste is spectacular. It kind of gives, it's even hard to describe the effect you get, almost a holographic look to that glitter paste. This one is from Cosmic Shimmer, and this is Sparkle Texture Paste, just meant to be a nice build-up paste. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's look and see what else we have here. We have some Nouveau. We have some Nouveau, and this paste is Glacier Paste. Glacier Paste. If these start getting dry, you can mix in water. And when I put these away, oh, Bryce brought this one back to us, finished, dry. Look how beautiful that is, guys. Oh, so very pretty. Very, very pretty. Anywhere left to put it. You could probably take this one. There's that one again. I'll take this one over. This one's still heavy with moisture, so I know it's got a lot of drying to do. Okay, let's see here. Take a look at what else we've got. This is stickles in the pots. Now, sometimes I found this to be a little bit tricky to use. Mine's kind of old too, so I'll have to see how that will do. I don't know for sure. We'll just try it and see how it does. There's some little stencils here somewhere. A nice single stencil. Flourish. I don't know how stickles reacts with water, so I don't know if I can thin this or not. Mine is very thick. My box has gotten away from me. Have to be in Jinx. Okay. We'll try this one, and I think we're going to do some things with daubers and the like. Let's try this one first. I just don't know how this is going to work. It's very, very thick. Well, I think the first thing I need to do here is to determine if it's thinnable with water. I don't know if it is or not. It is not going to go through my stencil as thick as it is right now. It doesn't appear to be thinning with water, so this maybe has seen better days. Yeah, it's just chunking up when I put the water in it, so I'm gonna toss that one. We're gonna move on. But we got lots of other choices. I have Cloud9 ink. Let's grab an applicator for that. Let's see. Let's try one of these brushes. It's actually a really little one. Let's just use one of these brushes out of my cup. This is Cloud9 ink. This is that inference ink. For those of you who got it, there's not much left of this at this point. The beautiful thing about this inference ink is that it's different on black than it is on white. It has good lay down. We're going to do this stencil first on our white, then on our black, okay, I'm going to take the same stencil. There's my stenciling. That's beautiful. I'm going to put the same stencil down, and this time I'm going to put it on black. We're going to see what we get. This stencil is called Flourish. It's a mini stencil by Creative Expressions. Okay, so we got it inked everywhere. A little harder to see on the black if I got everything, but I think we did. Oh, that's pretty. Same ink pad, same stencil, very different results. Very, very pretty. Love that. Now, we have this nice stencil that's all inked up. You don't want to waste all that ink that's on there. We're going to spritz it. See if we can get a second print off it. Kind of moving a little bit. Not necessarily what you want. Oh, we did get a pretty stencil. I think it's fun the way it kind of outlined the petals. See that? Very fun. Very fun. Yeah, that's beautiful. I like all three of those. Yeah, it's funny that's what's teal on white is purple on black. And then I really do like this one too. I think that's very fun. Okay, so we have used inference ink, and we've used a, here's some stuff for you, honey. Glitter might take a scrub brush. Here's one. Okay. All right. So we've talked about we have talked about let's talk about another choice we could make. We could use, we've done those. We could use reinkers for this job. Or we can use our crystal tints. Let's try that. Let's do one of these little stencils. And remember our crystal tints that we used? We're going to try doing that on a stencil. I like these little cards I've been using. Let's get some more of those out. Spray this, maybe. Oh, I have the box. Yeah, I could use lots of different colors for this too, obviously. But I'm just going to, I'm using one color just in the interest of time. And then pen. These nozzles in the crystal tints are really fine, like the nozzles in our glue bottles, so they can be resistant to coming out of the bottles easily. Thank you, honey. Oh, this one just doesn't want to come out. Let's try something different. Trying to pull the whole cap off this. There we go. Nope. Oh, I did mostly get it out. Did I? Yeah. There we go. I'm going to put some water in that, let it rest. Get this one off. There we go. Excuse me. It's coming out pretty thick too. Water in there and let that rest too. See if I can use some of these crummies to pick up a little ink. Don't know. We'll find out. That darn gold glitter everywhere. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. That's pretty. Those crystal tints tend to be more transparent. The water I put in there just sopped up in it. Tend towards being more transparent. I have to see if I can reconstitute these bottles. I took some of the more difficult bottles out of the inventory. So, like I've said before, I end up with the ones that, now you can see this is fairly viscous. You want to make sure that you're using stencil tape if you're trying to pull off anything like this, like what I'm doing right here. I'm actually going to take a little of my ink off up here. And use a little bit more of a dry brush type technique here. Oh, it's going to be pretty though, the two colors. Make sure I hit everything. Ooh, I love that. Isn't that pretty? That's with my crystal tints. Now, hopefully yours will be in a little better shape than mine, but I'm going to put some water in mine. I've already proven I can thin this with water. So I'm going to put some water in my bottles and let them stand. And then I'm going to stir them. I get a little bamboo skewer and stir them in the bottles. See if I can bring these back, because these are pretty dry. Put some water right into it. Put the lids on for now. All right. That turned out fun, didn't it? I love that. Very pretty. Okay. We're done. Let me see how. Oh yeah, my glacier paste is still in good shape. I'm not going to clean my stencil. I like this buttery glacier paste. And I'm wondering what kind of fun colors I can get by adding this glacier paste right on top of the work we just did. I'm wondering if I'll just get some little highlights of those other colors. I might not get anything at all, but you never know until you try. Sometimes you have just really happy accidents. Not that this is an accident. We're doing it entirely on purpose. I love this glacier paste, by the way. It is just a really neat medium. I'm not going to put back in the bottle what I don't use because I want to keep my paste good, and I'm intentionally mixing colors here. I'm going to go over this with my make sure I get that all spread out nice. I'm also going to get a little extra blend from doing that. Let's see what colors we get. Oh, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Look, see the deeper colors around the edges? See that? Come in a little closer, honey. This is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. See how we get the kind of blue and green edges around the yellow? It's very, very dimensional. That's gorgeous. So just because I didn't clean my stencil. That's fun. I love that one. Okay, got some more for you, honey. Poor Bryce. If we all just had a Bryce in the craft room, wouldn't it be glorious? He's going to make me pay for this later. I know it. He sees me getting all excited about a class and he knows. Okay. I'm in for it. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, I've got some Pixie Sparkles, also known as Jamie powders. Let's try some Jamie powders. Now, we know that Jamie powders are going to be very liquidy because that's how we constitute them. That's how we make the paint. So we know that Jamie powders are going to be watery, and that's why we're going to use a brush. We're going to probably take most of the Jamie powder off of the brush. I'll use this one. Ooh, I love this clockwork one. Spray it. It's funny when I think spraying something, I think my water bottle. I've picked up my water bottle about a dozen times so far. Going for the pixie spray. This is why I said I might keep the spray on the back of some of these stencils and just put if I can wipe them down, it's likely to come off when I wash the stencils anyway, but this is why I said I might try to retain some of the, thank you, honey, some of the stencil tack. Because I'm using quite a bit of it on my different projects here. Okay, so I got my Jamie powder on my stencil, or on my stencil brush. Brush off a little extra, so I'm doing almost more of a dry brush technique here. And I don't want to be pushing hard, which I may have already done too much of. I don't want to be pushing hard. I want to use light strokes. Because if I'm pushing too much water out, I might push water under the stencil, even with the tacky spray there. All my materials want to clog in the spout today. Come on. I have to get a second one of these. I think I have another one out there. Here's what there is of this one. I may be running out in that bottle. It's always a good sign, I think, when you run out of materials, though. Don't you think so? Means you're using them. I use my Jamie powders a lot. I love my Jamie powders. And I know they're actually, I use that term synonymously with all the different brands, which isn't really fair because there's Nouveau and there's the little the new ones. Let's see. What are they called? The new ones they've been using are Lindy's. Lindy's powders. And lots of different ones. This is going to be really intense compared to my lighter blue. I'm going to take a little extra off. Go really lightly. Yeah. Avoid pushing hard. If I push hard, I'm likely to force the liquid under the stencil. I'm just going to use a really light hand. I loved that light green color I had before, and this blue really will take over. I know that of Jamie powders, they do. The blues just take over everything. I love the blue. You just have to use it kind of sparingly. Let's see what we're getting. Okay, it's cool though. Okay, what we got with the Jamie powders. Oops. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. That's Jamie powders in a stencil. Isn't that great? Now let's do something else. As long as we got Jamie powders out here, let's do something else. Messy. I need some glue. Would you look on the table and find me a bottle of glue?
What kind of glue?
There should be a good sized bottle of Cosmic Shimmer over there. Might grab me a couple different colors of Jamie powders, if you would, please. This one's not behaving very well. I have to take the cap off and clean it. I could just take the top cap clear off, I guess. Oh yeah, I have a lot left in there. Oh, I am going to sparkle today. I have little sparkles going all over me. Okay. All right. Did you find the glue, hun?
No, the glue. Is the Cosmic Shimmer fixie stuff?
Yeah, that's fine.
Any color?
Huh? Any color's fine. All right. I've already tacked my stencil. I don't. Oops. Looks like that it goes this way. All right. We did this before with Jamie powders, but I want you to know how cool this is. Actually, I should have used some acetate. I think Mikey has acetate. I could use cardstock too. I absolutely could. This acetate came to me because it had scratches in it. We didn't want to send it out. I'm going to put my stencil right on the acetate. I'm going to pour glue right onto the stencil. And I am going to smush the glue into the stencil. The glue is viscous, so I'm going to want to make sure that I have my stencil tacked down well. With all the little holes filled with glue. All right. I'm going to lift my stencil. And I kind of got some bleed over. That wasn't good because my stencil was wet. I'm going to do it again. You know what? I'm going to do it. Here, watch this for me, please. I'm going to, I don't like the way my stencil turned out that time, so I'm just going to use this anyway. I can still use this. And here's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Don't be afraid to get your fingers dirty. Something doesn't turn out the way you want, you just alter the plan. I'm just going to alter the plan. Here we go. I'm going to spritz this glue just a little bit. And then I'm going to put some powder on it. I'm going to clean my cap out a little bit. I like that light blue, or light blue-green I was using earlier. So I want that. I gotta get my cap to clear out. All right. I think that's the offending crumb right there. And it probably will just become part of my pattern. Here we go. Come on. It really is being hard to get along with, this bottle. Darn it. Oh. I really want this color. You gonna cooperate now? Not certain. Think so. You know what I'm doing with the glue? What am I doing with the glue, guys? What's the glue for? We want to take a stab at that? What's the glue being used for? You guys know. Some heavier areas than I wanted. I've got finger paint. Again, if it doesn't do what I want it to, I just back up 2 yards and punt. I could use it as a peel off. That is absolutely true. I could use it as a peel off. I'm probably not going to, but I could. What the glue is being used as is a bonding agent because the Jamie powder won't stick to the acetate. So I'm using the glue to bond the Jamie powder. Oh, I actually really like that color. This would be really neat sea scene, wouldn't it? Stripe it back and forth a little bit. That actually will be beautiful in a background for a sea picture. But what's amazing here, and I hope we get it dried in time to see, we probably won't. Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock. We got to stop. Okay, we will resume here next week. I still have a whole table of stuff to do with stencils. We're still going to be putting on gilding flakes and glitter. We're still going to be using mica. There's still lots of things that we're going to do. We're going to use some paint. So tune in next time at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. Join us for part 2 of 101 Ways with Stencils. We'll take a look at some of our finished stuff from today, and we will come up with some brand new, beautiful creations next week. So for now, this is Debbie at Simply Special Crafts signing off with good night, Gracie.